Hey y'all, I'm going to be going over the 5 marketing mindset shifts that every entrepreneur needs to make. I'm so excited for this live because when I talk to entrepreneurs, when I talk to clients, they always have like these expectations of what marketing or what launching is going to be like in their business. And I think that ultimately it comes down to these mindset shifts or these shifts that we need to make. So today I'm going to spend about 30 minutes talking over these 5 shifts and why you need to make them and how they could be beneficial for you in your business and like the overall longevity of your business, because it's not just our goal that we start these businesses, but it's that these businesses grow and they support us and they support our families, and ultimately the vision that we have for our lives. And I think that when we make these mindset shifts, you'll see a big difference in not only how you show up for your business, but how you show up for your clients. So let's get into it. As always, as we're going through it, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. And I'll answer them at the end. And I'm super excited because one of my words for 2022 was consistency and discipline. And one of the things that I really want to challenge myself to do is to go live more and to interact with you all more. So if you all are liking these lives, if you have questions that you want me to answer in a live, feel free to drop them or share them with me, because this is like something that I'm really committed to doing. It makes me a little nervous. That's probably why I'm like out of breath now, because I'm like anxious, but it's all going to be good. So let's get into this. So 5 marketing mindset shifts that every entrepreneur needs to make. The first one is going to be that consistency will always top talent. So one of the things that a lot of my clients particularly struggle with is showing up consistently. And I think that one of the reasons for this is because a lot of my clients are high achieving women. They are like overproducing people. They are used to having a goal, hitting that goal, knowing what the milestones are, knowing what is expected of them, and then being able to deliver on those expectations. And I think that that is like all well and fine. And, you know, that's an exceptional quality to have. But when we are an entrepreneur, it's different, right? Because the expectations are expectations that we create or that our clients create or that the environment or the industry creates for us. And we have to uphold those expectations, but we are not driven by those expectations. And there is no, flag at the end. There's nobody like clapping or waiting to celebrate us once we get to the end of that finish line. So we have to be intrinsically and internally motivated to continue doing that work, even when we don't see immediate results. And I think that for so many of us who have had, villages and communities and people who celebrate us and who show up for us, it can be a little isolating when you are going through that period of trying to build consistency and you're not seeing the results, and you have to kind of like rile yourself up to keep going. But that is where, your tenacity and your perseverance really has to kick in. And when you do that, you see that you start building momentum in your business. And the reason that this is a marketing mindset shift particularly is because marketing is all about momentum. It's all about momentum. The more momentum you build, the more clients you start seeing, the more leads you start getting into your business. And it just becomes, not that it becomes easier, but it becomes, you experience more ease within it. And that's ultimately, what is so important. And the ease comes from the fact that you know what to talk about, you know what to share, you know what's working with your clients and what's not working with your clients. And I say this all the time, but when we slow down or when we take a break or when we stop, we lose that momentum. And then we spend all this time trying to regain it. So then we're in this constant cycle of starting over, trying to rebuild that momentum, getting a little bit, getting discouraged, and then having to start over again. And so I really want us to just focus on that consistency. Think about the people that who are like the greats, right? Michael Jordan, Oprah, Beyonce, period. When you think about them, right, what like the thing that comes to mind is like their consistency, their discipline to their craft, the way that they show up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And they don't let anyone, stop them or get in their way, and they don't allow their feelings to dictate how they show up, or if they show up, period. And it has to be the same for us as entrepreneurs. Like, it has to be that exact same, no matter what, no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And I recently read something that said the biggest and the most important promise that we can ever make is the one to ourselves. And I know that for me, one of my biggest challenges in life has been that I will keep a promise to everybody and their mama, but to myself. And so focusing on keeping those promises to myself has also kept me more committed and more disciplined. Like, Brianca, what did you say you were going to do? You can't be a woman of your word and only keep your word sometimes or to some people. You got to do it all around, holistically, to everybody. And it's the same for you. So I really want us to make that mindset shift, to make that change in our brain, that if we say we're going to do something for ourselves or for our business, that we show up and we do it. And not only that we do it, but that we do it in excellence, right? And I think that when we do let ourselves down, that's also one of the reasons why we experience such discouragement and such frustration, because it's this feeling of, dang, I said I was going to do this and I didn't do it. Here I go again, right? Versus that feeling of excitement or that feeling of adrenaline when we do what we say we're going to do and we see the results of it. And ultimately, you can't see the results of anything you don't put the work in for. So that's when I think about the number one mindset shift that I want us to make as a collective, especially as we enter into this new year. I know a lot of my audience, a lot of my clients are trying to hit those consistent 5-figure months, and consistency is going to be the key. It's going to be the key in you hitting that goal. So I definitely want to cheer you on in that. So, let me know in the comments, what are you going to be consistent in this year? What do you need support in being consistent in? I really definitely want to encourage you and root for you, etc. So the second mindset shift that we need to make as entrepreneurs, procrastination is a luxury. And this one is going to blow your minds, because one of the things that I have realized when I'm looking at the data, when I'm talking to my clients, when I'm talking to my friends, right, is that a lot of the women that I am personally connected to, the women who resonate with me, because they are high achievers, they are overthinkers. I mean, will overthink anything and everything. But what comes along with overthinking is procrastination. And when we procrastinate, we waste so much time. And that is a luxury, right? When you're thinking about your business, when you're thinking about what it is that you want for your life or for your family or for your clients, right? And you think about when you want to see that return, you have to start putting that work in now to build that momentum, to see that thing come to fruition. So if you're overthinking and you're procrastinating, you're delaying this thing that you really want to see come into fruition in your life. And is that really how you want to operate? Do you feel like I just have so much time? Because if so, baby, you know more about time than I do or anybody on this planet does. Because we don't know, we can't take for granted our today, because we don't know if we'll have a tomorrow. And so to procrastinate, to put off for tomorrow what you could do for today, is a luxury that we don't have. None of us have this luxury, right? Anything that we want that is available to us now, we should be taking action on it now, right now. Like, don't wait. Don't put it off. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to do it when I have XYZ. A good example of this is we are preparing to buy a home. And one of my really good friends, one of my best friends, went linen shopping. She redid her closet. Hey, Ashley. And when she did, I was like, dang, like, we need to go get some new towels. Like, I love this. It's all coordinated. It looked all perfect. It was beautiful. And then in my brain, I'm like, well, I could just wait till we buy a house and then I could just go buy us all new towels. And in that moment, the spirit checked me and was like, Brianca, why are you waiting until some undesignated time to get something that you can get today, to do something that you could do today that would make you feel good today? Why are you putting that off? And it's the same thing with us in our business. We want to have these programs. We want to have these businesses. We want to work with these coaches. We want to build these communities of other entrepreneurs or other business besties or whoever. But instead of us going after those things now, we say, oh, I'm going to wait until I'm going to do it at this time. I'm going to do it after this. And it's like, girl, what you waiting on? You don't have the luxury of time to procrastinate. And so that is number 2. So just to recap, in case you came in late, the first one was consistency will always top talent, period. Number 2 is procrastination is a luxury. And so number 3 is all of the answers that you need to make a decision in your business lie in your data. Let me tell you something. If you have been following me for any period of time, you know that I do not play when it comes to what your data is saying. And the reason that I don't play about that is because you as a person, you as a CEO, you as an entrepreneur, you cannot make any decision in your business without looking at what is already working or what is not working in your business. These information pools will tell you everything that you need to know. Everything. Literally, if you want to know how many times a week I should post, what days I should post, when I should post, what times I should send emails, how many emails I should send, who opens up my emails, what subject lines do they like, all of this information, all of this data is available to you. And I really, 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 truly want us to learn to go to our data, read our data, and make informed decisions versus looking at what other people are doing on the internet or looking at what people are saying is what we need to do and then relying solely on that without looking at what is already working. Too many of us break things that are working well because we're looking at what someone else told us based off of what worked in their business. And it doesn't make sense because this person may have a completely different audience than you. Completely different. And now you've gone and broke something in your business based off of what someone else said. And you didn't even look to see, did it make sense for you? Right? One of the things that my grandmother used to tell me all the time, and it's something that I live by to this day, is eat the meat and leave the bones. Too many of us come on this internet and we think that because someone that we look up to or someone that we follow said it, that is law and it immediately applies to us. And that is not true. It just simply is not true, right? Like people are going to tell you so many things. Like this internet is so big. Everybody has a platform. This internet is going to tell you so much. And baby, if you just look at your data, if you mind your business, if you keep your eye on your ball and in your lane, you will know, you will have discernment to know this is for me, this is not. I'm going to take this with me and I'm going to throw this away. Because everything ain't for you. Everything ain't for you. People will project their insecurities. They will project their misgivings, their wrongdoings, their all type of stuff onto you and then present it to you as strategy. And now you done broke something in your business that was working because you took some meat and some bones that didn't belong to you. So If for nothing else, if for no other reason, I really just want us to treat our business like businesses and make informed decisions about our business based off of our data. Because the other thing that I want you to know, especially about this data, is that your data will inform all of your marketing decisions. Every single last marketing decision that you may need or think or want to make in your business, your data will tell you whether or not it makes sense. So don't go out here making misinformed, ill-informed decisions because you're looking at somebody else's plate. Mind your own plate, your own meat and your own bones. If it applies to you, then take it with you. If it doesn't, leave it where it's at, okay? Because you could go look at your own data and see whether or not something makes sense for you and for your business. You can check your own temperature and see, is this something that I really want to do? Does this fit into my life? Does it apply to my core values? Does it feel good to me? Will it feel good to my clients? If yes, then take it with you. If no, then thank you for that advice. I'm going to move forward the way that I've been moving forward. Bye. Okay? Like, I just want us all to be empowered, right? To make informed marketing decisions in our business. And if this is something that you struggle with, Clarity to Coins is available and the application link is in my bio. I teach all of my clients how to make informed marketing decisions, how to read their data, how to apply what they see in their data to their business, and how to market their business as an expert. So don't think that just because something is being said out here that you 100% have to do it. You don't. So as a recap, hey y'all, if you're interested. So we're going over the 5 marketing mindset shifts every entrepreneur needs to make. The first one is that consistency will always top talent. Number 2, procrastination is a luxury. 3, all of the answers that you need to make a marketing decision are in your business. 4, you do not have to sell every day to make a sale every day. Look, listen. You do not have to sell, SELL, every day to make a sale, SALE, every day. I know that we think that if we get on Instagram and put a link in our stories every day that we're going to make sale. But that's not actually how marketing works. And there are systems, there are tools that you can put in place in the back end of your business. Jamar builds YouTube funnels. I build marketing funnels. There are content funnels. There are email funnels. There are ad funnels. There are so many tools and systems that you can put into place in your business to automate the selling of your offers or your products, so that way you do not have to sell every day. Because the other thing that I want us to know and to understand is that your audience does not want to be sold to every day. They don't. When we think about growing our audience, when we think about the accounts that we engage in, the accounts that we like, I be going for a good time and a kiki. I don't want to be sold to every day. And your audience is the same. And so if you're trying to figure out why is it that I'm posting these links in my stories, I'm promoting my offer every day, and I'm not seeing the traction that I want you to consider if you have the back end sales system that you need for your business to generate or to keep up with those sales. Do you have abandoned cart sequences? Do you have retargeting ads or retargeting emails if someone lands on your website or they put something in your cart? Do you have emails that go out if someone doesn't complete the application to work with you? Or if they complete the application but they don't move forward, are you following up with them at 30, 60, 90 days? Are you following up with people who worked with you last year and maybe it's time for them to come back for a VIP day this year? Do you have these marketing systems in place in your business? Because you could be making money consistently with the help and with the use of these systems without having to sell online every day. This is how we move out of being in the center of our business to being overlooking our business, operating as the true CEO that we want to be. A lot of times we are so frustrated because we want nothing more than to get off of Instagram, but we can't because our revenue is directly tied to how many times we show up, to how many people we talk to how many times we go live, or how many times we post. And the reason for that is because you don't have a marketing system in the back end of your business. And I want you to make that mindset shift, because when we think about growing our businesses and then producing for our livelihood, then producing for our families, when you want to go on vacation, or if you want to go on maternity leave, or if you want to take a honeymoon, or if you just want to not take a mental health break and not be bothered for 14 days, you need a marketing system, boo. You need something that is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that is not reliant upon you and your energy. And that is why marketing is so vital and important to your overall success. When we talk about hitting those consistent 5-figure months, or we talk about having your first 6-figure year, that's a marketing system. You're not going to content your way into consistent 5-figure months. You're not going to reel your way into your first 6-figure year. It's a marketing system. It's a strategy to this. And Instagram is not the only part or the only key component of that strategy. And so when we talk about the fact that you don't have to sell every day to make a sale every day, I want you to start asking yourself, do I have these systems in place? Am I looking at my data to make informed decisions about what this system needs to look like for me or for my business? When I'm talking about a marketing system, I'm talking about a combination of things. So I'm talking about your email triggers. I'm talking about your retargeting, your abandoned cart. I just set up an abandoned cart for a client today. Basically, what happens is if they go to their website, to their if they go to their Thrive cart and they enter in their information, but they don't hit pay, then they get an email that's like, it waits 24 hours to see was the abandoned cart tag removed. If it wasn't, they get an email. If it was, then they get removed from that automation. But that is them being able to catch some of the fall off from their clients who may be putting a product in their cart and getting distracted, But all of these things are working together. Their emails, if you decide to run ads, if you decide to set up, when you incorporate automations or zaps or anything like that, all of that is building out your marketing system. And everybody's marketing system looks different, right? It's based off of your goals and what you want to see happening in your business on a day-to-day basis. But when you're thinking about how do I consistently generate this revenue in my business, that's going to come from your marketing system. So, going to recap these, and then we're hitting the last of the marketing mindset shifts. So number 1, consistency will always top talent. Number 2, procrastination is a luxury. Number 3, all of the answers are in your data. Number 4, you do not have to sell every day to make a sale every day. And then number 5, customers buy the story. They buy the story, the transformation story, but they do not buy into the benefits. So when you're thinking about selling your offer, don't sell, yes, this program is so great. You're going to get this workbook. You're going to get this free community. You're going to get these 12, like all of it. No one cares about that. They want to know, how is this going to make them more money, save them time, or make their life easier? In what way? What is that transformation going to look like for them? So let's say you have a content creation hub, and you want to talk about how this content creation hub is going to save your clients 4 hours a week on creating content. It's going to make it so easy for them to delegate their content to their team members, to have more creative ideas that actually convert for their clients. You want to talk about how this content creation hub is going to take the guesswork out of what to post on social media, because you know that your clients are so frustrated every time they come on Instagram or they go on LinkedIn and they're like, what should I post? And this content creation hub makes it so easy for them to know exactly what to post on social media. So these are the transformations of what is happening as a result of them purchasing this product. Versus if you were talking about the benefits, you'd be like, it's an Airtable, it has 12 tabs, and it has many of these automations, and you get these templates, and like no one cares, you know, like they can't put themselves in the shoes of the customer who would purchase that to know why they need to give you their money for it. Because at the end of the day, all of us are looking for convenience. All of us are looking to make more money or save more time. That's it. So if you can figure out and you can market in your brain how this offer, how this program or this service is going to make them more money or save them more time or make them happier, right? Like even when you're thinking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how does your product or your service or your offer help your clients hit a need, right? And what need is it? And why is that need important for them to have this holistically better life, right? So that is what you want to be thinking about when you're thinking about how it is that you're promoting or how you're marketing your offer or your program. Don't lean into it's so great because of these things, right? Lean into it's so great because it's going to help you accomplish this, or it's going to alleviate this pain point for you, or it's going to make you feel this way. It's helped clients do this, and it could be available to you too, right? So really think about what the words are, what the emotions and the feelings and the story around what you're selling is. And that's going to help you market your offers in a way that feels better, not only to your client, but to you as well. Because if you're like me, you hate selling. I hate selling. But when I am able to create a marketing plan or a marketing strategy that I know will serve my clients because it's directly connected to this result or to this desire or to the alleviation of this pain point, then I'm riled up and I want to talk about it over and over and over again because I know that it's going to help and it's going to serve my client versus just me riling off what's all included. Like nobody cares about that. So those are my 5 marketing mindset shifts. The first one, again, for the last time, is consistency will always top talent. Procrastination is a luxury. All of the answers are in your data. You don't have to sell every day to make a sale every day. Customers buy the transformation and not the benefits. So I really want you to think about these mindset shifts, and I want you to think about how you can apply them to your business this year, especially as you are trying to figure out how to hit your consistent 5-figure months or hit your first 6-figure year. I want you to understand that marketing is foundational to that goal, right? It's foundational to you hitting that milestone. And if you need help hitting that milestone, if you know that you want to kickstart your marketing strategies or kickstart your marketing goals in 2022, then apply to work with me in the Clarity to Coins Accelerator. It is a 12-week program, and we are helping you create your marketing plan, create your launch strategy as your own marketing strategist. So the goal is that when you leave this program, you don't need another marketing program because you have everything that you need to market your program, market your product, your offer, your service, like the expert that you are. So the link for Clarity to Coins is in my bio. If you have any questions about Clarity to Coins, feel free to DM me. And other than that, I'll see y'all next week. Have a good day. Bye.